Namaste. So this is my update video for my IVF journey here in Delhi. Um, okay, so I had my transfer on the 9th, and as I said before, it was a pretty groovy experience. We had not gotten this far in the process ever before, so I'm very, very optimistic and very hopeful. My beta blood work does not come in, or I don't take it until Wednesday of next week. So I've still got a few days to go. So no updates with regard to that. But what I did want to talk about is my choice in clinics. I chose Delhi IVF, with the head consultant doctor being named Anoop Gupta. It's a family-run IVF clinic. He's been in business for about 26 years. I chose him because he's been at it for 26 years, and he is the foremost authority on ART and IVF in this area. I dare say in the whole of India, but that's just probably me being preferential. I am a big old Gupta groupie when it comes to Dr. Anoop. His daughter is amazing as a reproductive endocrinologist and doctor, and I trust he and she both with all of my healthcare and maintenance when it comes to this treatment. The staff has been amazing. It took a little getting used to because I had to realign my American expectations, but what I did come away with and what I still feel is that there's no better hands that I can be in when it comes to this process. This particular center does not have an age cap. For someone like me, coming from America where the prices are extraordinarily prohibitive, it meant the world to me. It meant that I could stop stressing for an extended amount of time about how to pay for treatment or if I was going to age out with my treatment. Dr. Anoop from day one made me feel comfortable and secure in his knowledge and in my ability to conceive and have a child. I did not for one moment get one bit of age discrimination, which is rampant and I dare say bordering on abusive in the States and even abroad in UK, Canada as well. They're great for throwing out harsh terms and judgmental terms and biased terms such as geriatrics, maternity, advanced age, and yada yada yada, and overstating the obvious of our age, but it also adds a bias to how they approach our treatment. They don't see us as women anymore after age 35 in the US. They see us as old people and non-viable. I'm of the wonderful age group where fertility preservation was not an option for me 10, 15 years ago. So here I am. So with Dr. Gupta, never once did he or his staff make me feel as if my age was inhibiting my successful treatment. Also, the price, dollars for donuts, is a fraction of what we pay in the US, and it includes all of my medications and my acupuncture treatments and follow-ups, and if I go in every day for my shots or not, if I choose to do them myself, they're there regardless. I can text them or message them on WhatsApp any given time of the day or of the week, the weekend, and someone's going to get back to me. One of the sisters is going to reach out to me and give me the answers I need or tell me, hey, come in tomorrow. I've had everything from ear infections to sinus infections to some upper respiratory stuff to headaches after transfer with all the hormones I'm taking, and never was I made to feel as if my health concerns were a bother to them. I mean, a little bit curious to them that I'm getting these massive headaches, but curious or not, they found resolution. They are approachable. Dr. Gupta, I can't say enough about how calm and confident he is when he consults. He's very straightforward. He's very matter of fact. He's very no nonsense, but he's very kind and very loving and very patient. And it means the world to me. And I can't advocate enough for the women that I've told so far about this clinic. I can't advocate enough about it. And what really drew me to him ultimately was his time in practice and the fact that he deals with black women throughout the diaspora. I mean, I've met people from Ethiopia and West Africa and Central Africa and a couple Americans, and they're all black women, and we're all struggling in the same general age range with similar issues, being treated the exact same way when it comes to respect and body autonomy. They don't put caps on your embryo transfer. They don't put caps on where you want to go with your fertility. It's a conversation. It's a knowledge-based practice where they take their years of experience, your wants and wishes, your expectations, their realities, and they merge them seamlessly to create the best possible environment for the IVF treatment. Now, there are no guarantees to any of this. We all know it's a numbers game, and that's the hard part. And they don't make unfounded promises. But what he will tell you is, if it doesn't work this time, come back, we'll do it again. And his daughter, as she and I spoke, just kind of a sidebar conversation for 45 minutes, says, you know, if it doesn't happen the first time, within 3 cycles, you're going to come away with a baby. You know, so it's about putting in the time, putting in the commitment, and being patient and trusting the process. And I had to learn to trust the process. I am not a trusting person by nature. And I had to remind myself on a few occasions, this is why I chose this doctor. I chose this doctor in this clinic because I had to have faith in something. And all indicators pointed to having faith in this ART IVF clinic was the right choice. There are hundreds of other IVF clinics that I could have chosen. And I did my due diligence, and every time I got brought back full circle to Dr. Gupta, and I have not regretted it as yet. I mean, I am in the middle of my 2-week wait, and it's driving me crazy, but I have to trust the process and trust the staff and the doctors that I've chosen to take this journey with, and trust that they know what they're doing and have faith in their skill set. That being said, I am advocating that if you're challenged with financial obstacles, if you're challenged with all of the a la carte picking and choosing that the American doctors are doing with telling you what you can and cannot do with your own body, what you can and cannot do with your embryos, and setting you on metrics limitations. If you're all set with that and you're ready to have a conversation and take a different approach, leave me a message down below. I will definitely get back to you, and I will reach out to you and give you contact details and information. If you choose to do your own due diligence before, after, or in spite of me, just let them know that Adrian sent you or referred you, and they will handhold you through the process. I've already had one amazing lady friend that I met through my social networking reach out to them. I told her about it on the phone a couple nights ago, and she was on the mark, because $30,000 and $50,000 and $70,000 for not having a guarantee is a lot of money. And that's what it boils down to. It's a lot of money for the same exact process. The logistics are a little challenging. I'm very fortunate because my husband works and I can work from home. So my being away for the 3 to 5 weeks that it may take to complete a full cycle is not as much of a challenge. It's still a challenge for us, but it's not as much of one as it may be for some of my lady counterparts in the States. But there are ways to maneuver around that through your job and through laws. If you want to reach out to me, I can chat with you about that. As a birth worker, as a doula, I'm going to tell you the level of care and hands-on compassion that I have experienced since I've been here is great. I mean, it's great. Family being their focus, it shows that is one of the most important pieces of life, is family to people here. And it shows through how they treat you. It shows through your medical care. And I could go on and on about Dr. Gupta at Delhi IVF, but I instead am going to create a Facebook page called Gupta Groupies, and I will do another video real quick at a later date once I've got that all set up. And if you want direct contact with Dr. Gupta's daughter, you have to reach out to me and I can make sure those connections work for you. But first and foremost, I just want to say that these clinicians and doctors have been trained in the US, they've been trained abroad, they have been trained here locally, and they take to heart every single case that they decide to take on. From their nursing staff to the clinic that gives you your pharmaceuticals, to their consults, to the, ultrasound technicians, to my embryo's first babysitter, my embryologist. Everyone takes care. There are some differences in operational procedures here, as I mentioned in a previous video, but if you strip away all the minutia and get down to the bare bones of what's important, they give you what's important. They give you more than what's important. And as an example of giving you what's important, what's really important to us are our medications, right? So, as an example, without showing you all of my stuff, this is a list of medications that I had for after transfer with my do's and don'ts on the back. This is a list of my medications. I'm not gonna let you zoom in too much on them, but there are no less than 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, about 14 or 15 different medications, from 3 injectables to tablets to pills to amino acids, that are all included in my pricing. And that's just my after transfer. Now my pre-transfer, these are like my pre-transfers. I'm just gonna show you my pre-transfers. Now these are my blood works. These are pre-transfer. This is more blood work for my husband. And this is uterine prep stuff. And the truth is, I could go on and on with all of the tests that we had to have done and all of the rest of the blood work results. Everything is included in our package for our round of IVF. And when I tell you, I couldn't have been more grateful for all of this being included in our packaging. We would have had to take out a mortgage on our lives in order to genuinely afford one round of IVF in the States with that level of medication. It would have probably never happened. And if it did, it would have been a one and done scenario. This clinic gave me hope. It gave me clearance to have hope. It gave me clearance to rest assured that sometime in the next 12 months, we're going to get our take-home baby. If this cycle doesn't work, I will be very sad. However, I will be sad knowing that we know what doesn't work and we can tweak and we know what will work next time. I know the process and the protocol now. I know I'm going to have to come. I know I'm going to have to spend a month here in Delhi. I know my lay of the land now, and I'm comfortable and it's easy, and that's one level of stress I don't have on my plate. Running back and forth to doctors that are miles away that are going to insult me, and I'm going to pay them to insult me. I don't have those challenges here. And for that, I'm very grateful for Delhi IVF for their services. And I am going to continually reach out to women in my familiar demographic, in my community, who are still challenged by the conversation of infertility in our community. And I'm going to reach out to you. And I'm going to share my story, and I'm going to share my information, and I'm going to give you referrals, and I'm going to make infertility at any age within the Black American woman's community something that's not taboo, something that's not to be ashamed of, something that is okay and manageable, and that we're entitled to have conversations about. I'm going to make this conversation happen at all costs, and just be comfortable with it, because off camera I'm very candid. So there's no question you can ask me that is too far-fetched. There is no line of questioning that you can pursue that I've not come across myself. I've been at IVF and fertility struggles for the better part of 13 years. And that's a long, long time to have had to self-teach, to have had to hold myself up by the bootstraps. I've had to draw on wells of strength I didn't even know I had. And I felt isolated and alone and hopeless. And finding Delhi IVF brought all of those pieces and all of that knowledge and all that wisdom that I ascertained and I obtained over this 13-year journey. It brought it full circle, and it completed the picture. And I'm just really glad I found them. And I can't be more in support of you guys reaching out to these guys and making magic happen. So that's pretty much all I wanted to say in this video. I may do a follow-up video. I'm definitely going to string together some photographs that I took of the staff and the members, and learn to work on my editing software so that I can make a comprehensive and concise video that just streamlines the Delhi IVF experience itself. But I wanted to give some talking points. I wanted to give my personal insights as to how valuable Dr. Gupta is in his advocacy for women and their body autonomy. He is an advocate of epic proportions here. He's advocating for our body autonomy. He's advocating for our ability to be surrogates and to obtain surrogates here. He is an advocate for becoming a mother in whatever way works for you, is comfortable for you, and that you value. Not everyone can become a mother the same way, and he advocates that. He's on the news shows, he's doing the interviews, he's advocating in forums, he is advocating on judicial levels. He's been, I'm sure, targeted and probably the topic of a lot of negative commentary, but it doesn't deter him. He has faith in what he's doing and why he's doing it. And it shows in how he interacts with his patients. It shows in how he interacts with his staff. And I can't be more grateful for that type of advocacy. Coming from a man is even bigger than I could imagine. Advocating for us to overcome infertility and to become parents and mothers in whatever way works for us. And for that, I say thank you, Dhanyavad, Dr. Anoop Gupta. And so from my heart to yours, advocate for yourselves. Be good to yourselves. Be kind to others. And leave me a message below and I'll reach out to you. Love you. Love me. Bye.